Shams Charania, he is a great NBA insider. He says that, quote, I'm told Philadelphia is expected to be interested in and pursue James Harden. Now, there's a report that Harden moving from Houston, or Houston would move on from him, is currently a non-starter. And then I started to think, well, you're not going to get Harden, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid. If you're Houston, and I said you could have Ben Simmons and throw in somebody else for James Harden, would you do that? Philadelphia, I get why they would want to do this. But Doc Rivers just got there. And I thought all along, Doc just wanted to see those two together, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and see what they could do with that roster. Now, they're in cap purgatory because I think Tobias Harris makes almost as much as James Harden does. That's a problem. Tobias Harris, nice player. James Harden is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, if you said I could trade Tobias Harris for James Harden, I would do that right now. But you got to dump some salary here. You got Al Horford at $100 million. God.
Forgot about that.
Yes, the Al Horford deal. But if I'm Doc Rivers and I could bring James Harden to the East with Joel Embiid, it's weird. Because when you play with Harden, you watch Harden a lot. And I don't know if Joel Embiid is going to be keen on that. Ben Simmons doesn't shoot. It almost feels like Ben Simmons and James Harden, to me, makes more sense. One shoots, one doesn't. One is a slasher. I mean, Ben Simmons can get to the rim. He's a good defensive player. I would get rid of Joel Embiid, and I would keep Ben Simmons if I could get James Harden. Now, I don't know if Houston would entertain that. If I'm Houston, we're not going to win anything, but we still have a team that people are interested in watching. James Harden is must-see TV. The problem is you can't trade Russell Westbrook Jr. III because that contract and his age, he still can't shoot. And in today's NBA, he's a liability. He wants to shoot where Ben Simmons doesn't want to shoot. The problem is Russ, he thinks he can shoot. And if I have James Harden and Ben Simmons, I know Ben he'll do other things. And he doesn't have to handle the ball. He can, and he is great. If you get him full court, he goes downhill. He can get to the hoop. And I would just say, look, I want you to concentrate on doing all these other things. Now, I don't think Houston trades James Harden. I wouldn't. But if I can get Joel Embiid and something, I guess I would entertain it. But you can't trade Westbrook. But the fact that Philadelphia is expected to be interested in and pursue James Harden. We're interested in, but now you're pursuing, that got my attention with Shams with his report. Yeah, Paulie.
Al Horford's 34 years old, the forward for the 76ers. He's averaging about 11 and 7.
Yeah.
Guess what he's getting paid the next 4 seasons? $28 million, $28 million, $28 million, $28 million. Guaranteed. No way out.
What is Tobias Harris making? Does he make like $35 million a year? Yeah, McLovin.
But I think the Sixers view Embiid as the untouchable. I don't think they would do Embiid for Harden because, he's one of the most talented big men ever. There's something there, skill-wise.
There's something there, but I know what I get with James Harden. I don't know what I have with Joel Embiid because there are games where you go, God, is he talented? But it just feels like each week I'm seeing a different Joel Embiid. I'm not quite sure. And I don't know if he gets along with Ben Simmons. I don't want to say he doesn't, but it feels like there's a lack of chemistry there. And if I have Embiid in Houston, but then I don't know how Westbrook would react to something like that. Because, they went all in to get Westbrook in Houston. They traded away their future to get Westbrook there.